Shalom, Israel. This is Sister Kana, and I wanted to start doing my blog with you all of the Nappy Hair Girl Chronicles. So this is why, hence, I'm wearing my hair out. Okay, and this is just in its natural state. I've been wetting it every day, and it is what it is. And I really want, after like I told you guys that last week and for the last 2 weeks I had been going on a few blogs, and I put one up on this channel. I told you entertainment and travel, and I wanted to start doing this blog about showing my natural hair and kind of just talking about different issues, mainly what's going on within the Black community, because I found it's been startling. And I just want to just like do something with my natural, not hiding anymore, not even though it's righteous to keep your hair covered. And I got my scarf, so if I go into scriptures or whatever, I'm going to cover my hair, but for right now, but I wanted to kind of talk about like what's going on in the Hebrew, not the Hebrew Israelite community, but that too, but just the Black community, and how men and women are at war. And men, they've been dating outside the race for years, over a decade. Black men have been choosing other races, and to kind of dig into Black sisters. And for years black sisters have been single. They went out of man. But men have been creeping and sleeping with them and creating babies and leaving them with 3 and 4 babies and different baby fathers and all this stuff. So it's just been an atrocity that's going on in our community. And I wanted to talk about this and really, we understand, for those who are awake, we know that this is because of the curses, and this is what's been going on, and how the Bible said in Deuteronomy 28, all the curses that will come upon us, and hence the Black men leaving their families, leaving their wives, leaving their children, and just the sickness and all the curses that will come upon us. So we're in this state, but now we're waking up and we're coming out of the state. So we actually watch the process of this whole thing, this whole biblical you know prophecy, and how we come out of it is even going to be amazing. But this is what I wanted to like discuss. And I happened to, last couple of weeks been going on some blogs, and oh my gosh, it's a mess. But these people who I've been talking with are not awake. They know about some of them know about the Israelites, but they don't know a lot, and they definitely refuse to go into the Bible. They don't want to go into the Bible. They don't believe the Bible. A lot of them are atheists, or they're Muslims, and they're all kind of stuff. But it's been on my spirit to just like tell them, say what needs to be said. And that's why initially I went, just to tell them destruction is coming. You need to come out of Babylon. The Most High, come back to the Most High. His name is AHAYAH. His son name is Yashaya. And that was the premise of me, just bringing Israel the good news for those who are awake. But you know how our people are. So initially, and I told you, like at first it was okay. They didn't get too disrespectful. And I was waiting. I said, I know eventually they're going to be, calling me out by name and, just doing all kind of madness. And this last time that I went on, that's what it was. Guys started getting a little disrespectful, want to roast me and, all this kind of stuff. And it's cool, I don't have no problem with it. And I know how our people are. I know that, Black men, definitely, they're not going to hear, and they're not going to receive. And, and I'll put my scarf on now because I'm going to talk about the Bible and, things of the Bible. So, they're not, Most High said they hard headed and they won't listen to me. So they're not going to listen to you, but at least tell them. So I just, that's in Ezekiel. And what I'll do is I'll post scriptures if I, do post say scriptures, I post them in the description box, so you can check out the links in the description box and the scriptures, so that I'm not speaking just on my own head. You know, I'm speaking from scriptures, right? So, oh my gosh, but it's been an ordeal, and it's wonderful that Black people are coming together on these platforms. And men are trying, at least I found one platform, because it's not that platform. There's another platform that they affiliated, like the brother Anton, he's the main one who has the Fight Club. And then there's another channel called Lapif or something like that. It's a brother. I guess they're friends, and where they have a panel where brother men and women are talking, and they say is the whole point of them doing this is trying to even get Black men together, and they get to do a platform where they talk to women and they open it up with women speaking and this and that. And of course, they're not really talking about stuff that like I deem important, but they are creating dialogues and they are talking. So I'm gonna venture over on that platform. And there was even another one where the brother was talking to the kings, and he was talking to the men. And I thought that was important, because y'all know I'm always talking about, like, the men have to deal with the men. They have to get these brothers together. And you don't want to be telling Black men what to do, because they get very offended. You don't want to you can't say anything to brothers, because they're such in a sensitive state of them waking up. It's a form of them waking up, and even though they don't know the truth, they're waking up, so they're feeling like, oh, okay, so they want to start, like, getting sisters in orders. It's always them getting the sisters in orders. They never want to really address the men. And I understand why, because men are hard-headed and they don't want to be told what to do. And you end up gonna have to fight brothers. But on this particular platform, and I forgot the name of this third one, where he's really, like, addressing the kings. And I think sometimes women can come up and say certain things. So I plan to, like, go to both of those other platforms and just tell them, give them the good news, and whether they hear or forbear, that's between them and the Most High. But I feel like somebody needs to say something to them, because it's getting hectic out here, and our people are, time is of essence, and destruction is coming. And our people at least have to have heard the truth, and what's coming, and then they'll start to seek out their own salvation and information. So I just wanted to talk about this, because I thought it was very important, like, sisters, like, submission. Men really, really have a problem with it. Now, first, let me just go back a little bit, because, you know, from my perspective, and this is just my perspective, because this is something that I've talked about for years. Like, I made a video, like, when I first started, which was 14 years ago. So maybe, like, in year two, which is, like, so 12 years ago, about men not understanding that what they see on women, all the mess that they see and accuse women of, is actually a reflection of themselves. And it's actually how the Most High see them, right? Because the woman, your woman and your family is a product of, the man and his household. So if his household is out of order, if his wife is out of order, if the children are out of order, it reflects the man, right? Or the lack thereof, that there is no man in the house. But what it comes down to is men. And they don't want to accept this responsibility. Like, even on the panel, one of the guys was saying, he was actually saying different. He was saying it's the women's fault that these kids are growing up the way they're growing up. They're out of order. They're this, they're that, and they're all because of women. I mean, and on the surface, it's true. But when you look at the whole, it's the man. It's the fact that men are not being responsible enough and stepping up and being in the woman's life and taking care of the woman and taking care of his household and his children, right? Now, they'll give you every excuse of why they don't do this. The woman is out of control and she's da 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 da. right? It's always the woman's fault. Just like in the days of Adam and Eve. The Most High gave instruction to Adam. Okay, and then he made Eve. He pulled Eve out of his rib, and he also told Eve. He gave her instruction. Yes, Eve fell. She was deceived, and she ate the apple. She brought it back to her husband, but her husband wasn't shouldn't have been deceived. He knew. So for men to always harping on is Eve, the woman deceived the man. He just did what he wanted to do too, and he was out of order. And he listened to his wife and he took up the fruit, and the rest is history. But men always saying, and I'm not saying that it's not Eve's fault. I'm not saying that she was deceived. I know she's a weaker vessel, she was deceived. But what is your excuse, brother? It's not you have none. You understand? You have no excuse because you knew better. Two, you should have told her, no, go sit your behind down somewhere, and I told you to stay away from the doggone snake or whatever. But okay, neither here nor there. But men, they will not take this type of responsibility. They cannot even hear you when you're talking like this. They refuse. They rather blame either they're blaming the white man or they blaming women, but they will never look at themselves, see, and try to fix their issue with the Most High, because it's all about them connected. Yes, they are the head, but they have a head over them, Christ Yashaya through AHAYAH. And you're not in line with the Most High, and it's a trickle down effect, and that's why the wife, and that's why now the children are out of order. But they don't want to accept this fact. And they'll get mad at you. So the last time I was on the panel with the guy, now he got mad. All right. So it's like, they don't want women. Of course, they don't want women to speak, but they can't dispute what I'm saying, So because he ain't had no real talking points because he don't even really know the Bible. Right. But he knew some things like this guy is supposed to be I think his name is Eric, and you can go and watch the channel. It's the Fight Club, and he does certain segments, I think, or something. So they don't want to have a sister speak, just like the Hebrew Israelites. They don't want to hear nothing, but they are complaining about what's going on, and they don't understand that everything is biblical. And you brothers, you got to get yourselves together. They won't accept that. It's all the woman's fault in this channel and with these group of men. With the Hebrew Israelites, the majority is the white man, it's the white man, it's the white man. And with these brothers, it's the woman. So they hate women. It's total mayhem with the black community, with these men and with these women. The women hate the men and the men hate the women. Because I had made a quick comment, I think, on my last video saying like, oh my gosh, I put a comment on a sister's blog, and they was about to go at me. They was like calling me mammy and trying to like, be disrespectful and all that stuff. But I went at it with her too, and I let her have it. And then at the end of it, I just said, you're broken and you're bruised. You need to go get therapy. And a lot of these sisters, oh my gosh, they're monsters because they are broken. They're so spiritually broken and so bruised, they can't even see the forest before the trees. Either they got daddy issues because their father wasn't there, or their father disappointed them at some point, which these men do. This is what they're doing. So they can't get past that. And they're broken and they're bruised and they need to heal and they need therapy, But don't take the psychotropic drugs that these therapists be giving you, because then that's an issue too. But a lot of these sisters, they just need counseling because they've been through so much. You understand? And not saying that these black men haven't either, because our families have been broken for centuries upon centuries upon centuries upon centuries, and we were under the curses, and this is what it is. So now we have to start healing. And I've always been like healing. Come back to AHAYAH and heal. And that's why I came with my anointing oils, trying to be praying over folks, trying to get healed through AHAYAH Bahasham Yashaya. But anyway, so, it's sad because these brothers, they just want submission. They want the woman to submit to me, submit to me. I'm a man, damn it, submit to me. This is what the whole thing is. They need the submission of the woman, right? And biblically, it's correct. But these men are so out of order. Like, how could you submit to a bozo? Like, how could you submit to a man who's just, you know, running amok and he's just talking and they're not even, excuse me, they're not even coming through with the things that they even say. Like you watch them, they're inconsistent, you know, and you watch them and like they do stuff, they do mean things, they say mean things, they degrade women, disrespect women, and then they want you to submit and follow them. Like I wouldn't put my anything in your under your control. Like no, you understand? You need to get yourself together. And then they got the nerve like to want to marry you. They want you to submit to them and be married under them, and they still trying to figure it out. No, you're not going to play with me, with my spirit, with my soul like that. You're not going to, put me into bondage like that while you try and you trying to heal and get your broken self together. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I'm not saying that because I love black men. I know that they are kings, but they are broken. And they need to respect the fact that you just come off of some curses. Get yourself together. Like, why is that so hard? Why do men have to be like pulling you by your hair? You're my woman. You must submit. It's crazy. And so that's the dialogue with these men. It's like they want the women so bad to submit. But just 10 years ago, you was out of control, running amok, doing stupid stuff, and now you trying to get yourself together, and your focus is me. No, just get yourself together. Like, why is that so hard? And if you dealing with other men and you over other men, get your men together. Listen, we ain't so bad over here. We got stuff, issues and things like that too. But we okay. I mean, we can wait. We patient. We've been patient. We've been dealing with these atrocities with these men for the whole 400 years. You know what I'm saying? Your mother, your mother's mother, your grandmother, great grandmother, all of them been dealing with this crap with these men. So we patient. We waiting for y'all to get yourself together. Do not focus on me. Focus on you. Okay? I'm here. And, now, like men who, they worry that another man will come along. And how you willing if that happens? Oh, well, so be it. Because you so busy trying to fight with me about what I need to do. And I'm looking at you and like, you need to get yourself together, brother. Somebody else gonna come along and got themselves semi together while you still trying to fix me. Get yourself together because you have issues. Okay? It's clear you have issues. The way you disregard, degrade, about women, and the fact that you don't feel that men should be fixed is an issue. Something is wrong with you looking at these men, seeing all the issues on them, and don't want to address it. That's an issue. That shows something is wrong with you, brother. You understand? Please don't come and browbeat me and, oh my God, manipulate me and all these issues because you can't get your way. You understand? Trying to disrespect me and think that I would even consider you. That's the problem. Like you think in your state that I would even consider you. No, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I think that the Most High, thank the Most High. I'm so thankful to AHAYAH Yashaya, and I give all glory and praise because I didn't have my hair covered, so I didn't say it, but I give all glory and honor and praise and glory to AHAYAH Yashaya, Yashaya, for allowing me to leave Babylon, because I knew something was wrong. And I was crying out to the Most High. When even in my sleep, while I was asleep, I knew something was wrong. And I chose to just shut down. And I became celibate because I didn't want to be nobody's baby mama. I didn't want to be. That was 20 years ago, like 15 years ago. And even before that, when I was younger, I'm talking about in my 20s, I saw the way things were going. And I was like, something is wrong with this. Like brothers wasn't doing right then. They wasn't treating their sisters right. Girls were getting pregnant, not being married. And I didn't want to be like that. I value marriage. I always wanted to be married and had a husband, and I didn't want to have to get divorced. I don't believe in divorce. So I didn't see myself getting in these relationships with these brothers and end up with with kids, and now the brother is off and you don't have no man. I always knew I did not want to be a baby mother. I knew it. And so I was young when I decided to become celibate. I mean, I was still in a marriageable age. I still, you know, could have children. But the state of the men, so this is not something that I've just coming up with, recently. I always saw it. I knew that something is wrong, that these men are kings, but why they act like this? I didn't get it. And not until that I woke up. So I'm awake now. I got the Most High has given me a lot of information. He's downloaded. I see now. I understand. And I don't know everything, but just the things that I was seeking in my spirit, and I was questioning, and I was crying out to the Most High. He gave me the answers. Praise AHAYAH. So I can see this thing. I understand the problems in our community and why, even with our sisters. But I'm not even really addressing sisters the way they need to be dressed because the men are so out of order. Like how? You can't tell sisters, oh, sister, you need to get married. You need to settle down. When you dealing with a broken, bruised man that's really no good for no one. He's not even no good to the Most High. He has to get himself together. How? How can, as a woman, as an older woman, as a maid, older woman, helping our sisters and telling them you should be married because we all should be married. Every sister should be able to find a husband and settle down and have children. That's what the Most High made us for. But how can you put these sisters, and I've tried. I've spoken to sisters, and what the brothers do, they leave the woman, they have sex with the woman. Even Hebrew Israelites is doing this. And then the sister is broken and they done broke up. Hebrew Israelites. They come in, they still sleeping with one another, having sex, and not staying together. So how can I, as a older sister trying to help my younger sisters, instruct her to get with the brother when the brother is broken? Clearly, I can see. I can tell that the brother's out of order. He ain't really doing what he's supposed to do. And you can't even tell him nothing. You cannot tell these brothers nothing. You can't even tell the men to tell them because they're not going to do it. They're going to side with the man. It's wicked. It's wicked for these men to not step up and really put the foot down like the Most High going to do on these brothers before it's too late. He's going to start with the house of Israel first. He's starting with the house of Israel now. Destruction is at the door. Jacob's trouble. We're in the midst of it. And Most High is going to clean house because we as a people are so out of order. And men, all they want to fix is women. They don't want to fix themselves. They don't think they need fixing. What kind of wickedness is that? That you don't even think you need to be fixed? What kind of wickedness is that? You just come off the curses and you don't need to be fixed? What is the issue? The ego is so demonic that these brothers are such under a demonic vibration that they can't see the forest before the trees. But AHAYAH he's gonna let loose. He's gonna let it let loose on them. So submission, it's hard for me to tell any sister at this point to be submitting right now when these brothers are so out of order. Now, I'm not saying every brother's out of order, but if you sitting in Babylon, talk about praise the higher, you out of order. So, and you got a sister sitting beside you and she trying to be righteous and holy, and you sitting there and you ain't got no answers, that you need to come up out of there because the Most High said he bring the judgment. You out of order. So I ain't trying to hear none of that. None of it. You sitting in Babylon, you out of order. Don't look at me talking about submission, because you are not submitting to the Most High. So that's the first thing. If you sitting in Babylon, you cannot even talk about a woman submitting to you unless you submit to AHAYAH. You're out of order, brothers. You're out of order. And then, they want to talk about a woman getting married to them. I mean, listen, there's plenty of them, but I'm not doing that. And, I'm really, I believe the Most High. I believe him. And I know, when he's dealing with me on some things that I gotta correct, I gotta work on myself with a lot of things. But one of them is not me not listening to the Most High. I listen. When he told me to leave, I left. I don't play with the Most High. I fear the Most High. So when I see brothers who act out of character, they claim that they are for this truth and for the Most High's business, but yet you ain't doing what the Most High said do. That's a contradiction. And women see you. Women see men. We see you. So you can't act like you right. You can't. And so talking about these other brothers who are not even in the truth, the high ain't even woke them up. They want, I'm a man, damn it, I'm a king. And they want women to submit. That's all they've been talking about on these and they are like, some of them are so hateful and demonic that they want to like take away women's right to vote. Like they don't want women to do nothing but be barefooted in the house. And fine. That, hey, listen, I'm all for it. I'm not even against, women staying home and taking care of their house and taking care of their man. That's what we supposed to do. But when in the lack thereof, when the man is not doing it and he's not doing it properly, he's not handling his household the way it's supposed to be handled because he's not connecting with the Most High like he's supposed to, that's where the disorder comes. So then you can't blame women for nothing. You can't tell her she needs to do this and do that and do this because you need to do this, that, this, and that. And the woman will automatically fall in line. And you know how I know? Because that's the way AHAYAH made it. That's how, this is his word. It won't come back void. It'll come right back the way he said it. If that's the way he said it, it will come back. But when a man is out of order, everything is out of order, including the woman, including the children. And they need to stop focusing on women and get themselves together. That's it. That's the answer. And it's simple. If you're not dealing with an ego-driven maniac who just don't refuse to see, it's disobedience to the Most High. And then, it's so they could say it's so disobedient to them for a woman to be out of order, but how can she submit to a man that's out of order? How? It's not gonna happen. And they just spinning their wheels in the wilderness for 40 years. They still just spinning there, running around the wilderness in Babylon, refusing to obey AHAYAH. Total refusal. And that's for the men who are awake. Now the ones who aren't awake, they out of order from the gate. Okay? They just out of order. They don't have no clue. Like talking to them, they talking about all these issues. And all they do is blame women. And they need to stop voting. They need to this, they need to that. They so angry. These men are like women. And that's another thing I want to talk about. These gay men. Oh my God. What in the world is going on? I mean, it's just so out of order. These gay men. I mean, again, it's the men. These are men. And then they want to talk about how all these gay women, the women are out of order too. Why? Because the men are out of order. These men are so gay, out of order gay, and got the nerve to want to tell women how to be feminine. They're trying to tell women that they reinvented feminine. And they try to tell women because they take it to the extra, what they learn from women, and they try to make it so flamboyant to it's ridiculous. You know, they try to act like this is their idea of femininity. You got to talk like that and act like that for them to consider you to be feminine. It's like they are warped out of their minds. These gay guys are so over the top with trying to act like us, and they think that's being feminine. It's amazing the foolishness, the buffoonery in the black community. These black men want to be women so bad. They're all dressing like women. All the celebrities are wearing dresses, trying to, you know, get for money, selling themselves, selling their souls. They act like women. They want to be women. They disrespect women. They talk bad about women. They hate women. Why? And you know why? Because their oppressor has ended up using women against them. That's one thing. So the average black man, they just hate women. If they were raised by a single mother, they're bitter. They're bitter and angry. You know what I'm saying? If their father wasn't there, which most of them wasn't, so they're all bitter and angry. Either they want to be a woman or they hate the woman. It's like there's no even ground. The brothers who do still want to sleep with you, they want to manipulate you. They want to degrade you if you don't do what they say. They call you names and try to, make you feel bad about having short black hair, nappy hair. They try to go with every other race to make you feel bad and act like they don't want you. You know what I'm saying? There's so much manipulation and so much evil and wickedness amongst the men of the Most High. Like it's something has got to stop. Like it probably ain't gonna stop. That's why 2/3 got to get cut off. Like they so wicked, y'all. They so wicked and evil. The intention is evil. The way they talk to you and how they, what they contrive in their mind as a solution is evil and wicked. They think that, oh, by dating outside your race and talking Puerto Ricans and, all this stuff to just make belittle black women. All of it is about us. All they want to do is belittle us, make us feel less than. And that's why, guys, I wanted to do the Nappy Hair Chronicles, sisters. Wear your hair out. You ain't got to wear no braids because let me tell you, the scriptures speak against us wearing braids. And I'll put it in the description box. The scriptures that we are not supposed to wear our hair embroidered. No hair braid. Wear your hair natural, sisters. And you know what? Me wearing my hair natural, I wet my hair every day, and it's not bad at all. I had to learn to do it. You can wet your hair. When I put oil in my hair, when I put any kind of grease, even grease is not so bad, but because I just started doing that now. But oils, everything makes my hair knot up. My hair tangles up and knots up. The only thing that doesn't is me putting water every day. And this stuff, you know, is easier to maintain. But I wear a covering on my head though. So my hair, but I do make sure, like when I go to the gym, I'm washing. I don't even use a lot of conditioner, y'all. I just wet my hair every day, and it's clean. And once in a while I'll do some shampoo, and then I'll put some conditioner, or I'll put some kind of what's the name? I'll put some grease. But our hair is fine, just like this. And don't let brother. Now, this is not even, sometimes it shrinks up even matted more than this. And it's still cute. Don't let these people make you feel insecure about your hair. I'm also, I gotta make another call. Hold on. Insecure about your hair. Don't let them make you feel insecure about your skin, that you're dark skinned, baby. You are beautiful. In the eyes of AHAYAH, the Most High is black. Okay? Bronze. Beautiful bronze. You know, these brothers try to act like, oh, they go for these lighter women, or they go for these white girls, or they go for the Puerto Ricans. Everybody is better than black because they hate themselves, sisters and brothers. Black men hate themselves. I saw a thing with this comedian, Mike Epps, how he was doing something. He disrespect, or he don't like his other kids. He got a new girlfriend, that's a new wife, that's light and bright and, you know, probably mixed or something. And he loves this baby. And he even photoshopped the baby picture or something I saw. And then he's arguing back and forth with his other kids by his, you know, first baby mama, who's, you know, darker skinned and this and that. And he talks about it. He was talking about them in his stand up. And, you know, they just try to just degrade, disrespect, and just make our sisters feel unbeautiful and unloved sisters. Don't let them do it to you. You know what I'm saying? We are beautiful, and the Most High loves the daughters of Zion. Don't ever forget that. We are the apple of AHAYAH's eyes. He loves us. So, you know, these brothers going to do what they do because they're evil and wicked, a lot of them. And unless they repent and come back to the Most High, you know, they ain't going to see the kingdom anyway. So you don't even have to worry about it. Unless they repent for what they're doing and how they're behaving and correct this nonsense, they're not going to see the kingdom, because the Most High is not having it. Okay? He's not having it. Praise AHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya. He's a righteous power. You understand? He's righteous in all that he do and everything he do. So he's not going to allow people to get away with nothing. Okay? So, you know, sisters, you can wear your natural hair. Be beautiful, just how AHAYAH made you. Don't be afraid, you know, but you know, I cover my hair because I don't want them, no spirits getting on me, you know. They opening up the CERN, the spirits are everywhere. They're opening up that demonic CERN with all these demon spirits. And that's why there's so much, you know, atrocity going on within our communities. Just like I've been talking about recently, these men are killing the daughters of Zion every day, and I'll be posting it just to remind people, because you ain't going to get away with how these black men need to be fixed, healed. The healing has to go on, okay? We have to start healing. Don't sweep this stuff under the rug and act like it's not happening. You're not helping these men. Sisters, for you to be acting like, oh, I'm submitting, and you're not helping our brothers. They need help. You have to tell them they got to get counseling. They need to be counseling one another. If there's any among you that can heal, that can pray over them, do it. Do it. Heal these men, because they won't receive it from me. Praise AHAYAH, the spirit of healing. I put anointing oil online. You can buy some anointing oil and start healing these brothers and you sisters too. But we took first the men. It has to be done, because you steady talking about submit to a broken vessel. How can you submit to a broken man? You're no good for nobody, not even the Most High. He's trying to work with the men of the Most High. He's trying, but they refuse. They don't even want to listen. That's how you know they out of order. They won't get in order by coming out of Babylon. They still hanging on to that wicked cesspool of a place, still sitting in Babylon, making up excuses and talking about, oh, they're opening up the CERN. Duh. They're opening up the CERN. What does that say? Get out. Like, you sitting there complaining, and then want to talk about women. And even the ones who aren't awake, the same thing. I went on these blogs, guys. I saw it with my own eyes. The same thing. All they do is talk about women, what women got to do. They're not correcting themselves. They won't correct each other. And I'm going to check out this one blog that I found where the brother said he's going to deal with the kings. Okay, we're going to see. I'm just going to tell them tell them the good news. Come back to the Most High. Come back to AHAYAH. Come back to AHAYAH. Get into that Bible. They're scholars, these brothers. They read every book in the world and don't know the Bible. How? Like how you study and read and read and read and know all the history, but you don't know the Bible. Off and wicked. Okay, so I'm ranting, I know, guys, but I just really, and I want to go even more. I want to go in on these gay guys, these faggots. I got to. I mean, I've been holding my tongue about these gay guys for a long time. They're out of order, y'all. It's such a demonic spirit on these brothers. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this because I saw on Fox, what's that girl name? She talking with the two gay guys, the two faggots. I don't know if I ain't got enough views to really be, I don't have enough, views to worry about, my channel being taken down. So I don't really care. But, it's Claudia and the two guys, Al and someone at I forgot. Anyway, he's gay. Both of them are gay. Or the other one, he might as well be gay. He was married to Star Jones, this guy. So they on there, and then Daniva, Funky Daniva, he gonna bring up Saucy Santana. He's another flaming gay guy that he's like dealing with some of the rappers, Young Miami, who's seeing Puffy. So Saucy Santana, he has a show and he starts talking about Beyonce's daughter, talking about her hair is nappy and she ain't cute or something like that. But he goes on to say about how feminine they showing women how to be feminine. I mean, this big old fat black, this faggot, flaming faggot is going to talk about how he's showing women how to be feminine. And then Funky Daniva going to act like, oh yeah, it's true. So Claudia, big ups to Claudia for bringing it out. She read him and she let him have it. And he had to pipe it down because these faggots are out of control and they gay and they demonic. And that's what they do. They'll try to come close to the women because, women always, have gay friends. I had gay friends too until I started waking up and saw that it was a demonic demon, that they demons possessed. And all they do is turn on you, and that's exactly what they're turning on women, trying to act like, oh, they're better women than women. Delusional, a delusional demon. That's what that is, y'all. And so I was gonna do another separate video about that, and I was gonna try to download the clip, and so y'all can hear him talking, is spewing this foolishness out of his mouth, trying to act like they better women than actually women. It's a madhouse, y'all. It's a madhouse what's going on in the black community. Everybody is just demon possessed, guys. Y'all gotta know. So maybe I'll still talk about it just so y'all can see it. I mean, the men are all dressing in drag. I mean, it's atrocious. It's atrocious what's going on. And then you got the nerve for these brothers to blame women for everything when these men are running amok out of control with these flaming faggots. The men are just hateful, mean, malicious. They're killing the daughters of Zion. All this mayhem is going on. And who they want to blame? Women. Just like in the days of Adam and Eve. It's all Eve's fault. while chaos is falling down around these men, and they can't see the forest before the trees. They want to blame women for everything. They don't see that it's them. It's them, the men. You are responsible, brothers. These sisters are out of control. Why? Because you're out of control. And you're not even handling the situation right, which makes it even worse. And then you got the nerve. You got the nerve to want sisters to submit. All I could do is laugh. I'm sorry, y'all. I just gotta laugh. I'm waiting on AHAYAH, praise AHAYAH. He gonna put all this stuff in the right perspective. I wait on him. Thanks, but no thanks. Get yourself together. It's like you want to shake him and say, get yourself together. You know? But everything is in the highest time. We know that they are kings eventually, but they just ain't there yet. So tick tock, we gotta wait. So I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, AHAYAH. This is the Nappy Hair Girl Chronicle. Girl, don't be ashamed of your hair. Let your hair out, girl. But cover it when you praying and prophesying, which you should always be praying and prophesying. But, don't be ashamed of your hair. We not supposed to be wearing braids. So you ain't really even got no choice but to wear your hair out. Don't be ashamed, sister. You don't need no makeup. I got a little lip gloss. Put a little lip gloss on. That's about it. That's it. Call it a day. Praise AHAYAH. I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, AHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya. Oh, here's one. Yashaya. That's Yashaya in ancient Phoenician Hebrew. I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya. Wa Kwadash Wa. Shalom Israel.